resides on Lake LBJ. Her hobbies include rock collecting, bird watching, and gardening. And she's an active member of the Sapphic Readers Group. She has a dual role as publisher and author. She is the CEO of Affinity Rainbow Publications and partners in crime with Julie. And they co-founded the company. In addition, Erin has penned over 15 novels and co-authored the When Hell Meets Heaven series with J.M. Dragon. She is best known for her gentle love stories sprinkled with intrigue and surprises. Her latest novel is Addicted to You, and I've read it, and it's great.
Okay, as you know, she said it, I'm part of this publishing company, and it's been a year and a half since I had a story, so I had to dig something out. So I dug out this old story, which was inspired by a song by Lucinda Williams called Those 3 Days. And I thought to myself, oh, what 3 days would somebody be like? So I wrote this story. It's a song too, and we'll see. I'm not the best reader. Okay, I'll try it. Okay, prologue. The early afternoon was cold and gray, with the sun occasionally peeking out, promising warmth that it never came. After having lunch nearby, Alan Prescott leaned against the wall of the Empire State Building viewing deck and looked at the vast expanse of the city. When life threw her a curveball and she needed grounding, she always came to this place. Something about the immensity of it all made her realize just how insignificant her woes were. But for some reason, Ellen just couldn't get her head around what she was now considering. She had a wonderful life, and her career had just taken a new and exciting turn. Yet here she was, considering throwing it all away for something that experience told her would never work out. Ellen unconsciously rubbed her arms while recalling every detail from the moment she first met Marissa Banks. After all these years, and despite all that had happened, she could still feel the tug of the woman and released a growl. How did I get here? How did I let this happen? Ellen wrapped her arms around her, looking for warmth, but found none. Okay, so chapter 1. Good morning, Ellen. Bess Matthews, Ellen's boss and mentor, said as she walked into the store. Good morning, Bess. Well, the day has come and you're no longer an intern. We have a new client coming in. I want her to be yours. I know you will do a fantastic job with her, Ellen. Bess clapped her hands and then picked up a folder and held it out. This is her information, and she looked at her wristwatch. You have 3 hours to familiarize yourself with her. This is big font, so thank you. Wow, what a great way to start a week. Ellen could feel her excitement bubbling, but there also was a modicum of fear. This had the potential of making or breaking her. She could feel Bess's chestnut brown eyes appraising her, and for a fleeting moment she wondered if Bess was regretting her decision. It certainly is. I remember my first client and how the owner at the time had come to my rescue. Bess had a bemused look on her face before she patted Ellen's arms. There's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. I've watched you work, and of all the interns I've had over the years, you are by far the most promising. I won't let you down, and you won't be sorry for trusting me. There's no doubt in my mind that you will do wonderfully. She handed the folder with Marissa Banks' name on it. Here's the information I obtained from Ms. Banks on her phone interview and what she sent me. Are you clear on how to handle everything? Yes. First, we will have a friendly conversation over coffee so I can get to know her about her life, her job, and her clothing preferences. Then I will make an additional appointment to show her what I would suggest she wear. Ellen thought for a moment. Do you want to sit in? No, my dear. I'm sure you will do wonderfully. Bess smiled fondly and patted her shoulders. Ellen ran a finger across the name and smiled while a thrill of excitement coursed down her spine. Marissa Banks, my first customer. She opened the folder and saw an 8x10 of the woman with black hair standing against a desk with her arms akimbo and her ankles crossed. She had on a designer pencil suit with a red silk blouse and a string of pearls around her neck. Ellen had to catch her breath. In a word, her new client was stunning. There was raw power exuding from her, and Ellen began worrying that she would never sell Marissa Banks anything. I wonder if Bess knew. Ellen tapped a pen against a prepared document before she stood and left the room. Bess, do you have a moment? I can tell by your frown there's a problem. What is it? Do you know anything else about Marissa Banks? I'm not following you. I checked your file, and from what I could see, everything was there. Is something missing? Bess had a perplexed look on her face. Well, Ellen blew out of breath. I've looked into her job, and I think she is the kind of person who would eat me for an appetizer, then spit me out. Why would you say that? I vet all our customers, and there was no red flags with the woman. And a reassuring smile came to Bess's face. I think you have first client jitters. She patted Ellen's arm. Trust me, you'll do fine. I remember my first client, and Ellen's eyes then darted around the reception area. Where's Camille? Who's going to greet my client? Breathe, Ellen. Camille's mother took a tumble and they took her to the hospital. Oh no, is her mother okay? What about Miss Banks? Should I just stand here and wait for her? Ellen, we need to calm down. Everything is going to be fine. Bess patted Ellen's shoulder. I'm going to do Camille's job today, so there are no worries. Okay, Ellen blew out a long breath. Right. First client jitters. I've got it under control. Just then, the bell over the door jingled as a tall, well-dressed woman walked in. Ellen felt another surge of panic, and it was the excitement that one feels when starting down a new road. The lady oozed power and something else. Danger. She gulped in a breath. I can do this, she told Bess, and she walked briskly toward the client with her hand outstretched. Miss Banks, I'm Ellen Prescott, and I'll be helping you today. She held out her hand again. I understand that I'd be working with Miss Matthews and not some underling. Isn't she here? Bess Matthews is the owner, and she has assigned me to advise you. Ellen took a deep breath and lowered a hand, and a look of anger and irritation crossed the woman's face. Ellen trembled as she gave the woman a discreet once-over. If you object, I can get her for you. Miss Matthews came highly recommended, and frankly, I know nothing about you. Ellen shivered. Marissa Banks' eyes seemed to be sizing her up, much as Ellen guessed she would appraise a business proposal. There's no way I'm letting her intimidate or bully me into giving up. I understand. Listen, I'll make a deal with you. Ellen's stomach, which seemed to be erupting in waves, nodded in delight her outward confidence. I'm listening, came the growled response. We can go into the consultation room and have a conversation about my credentials and what your expectations are. Ellen searched the eyes that were a darker blue than hers and saw no objection. If at any time you feel that you would prefer that Miss Matthews be your consultant, I will happily get her for you. I don't deal with underlings, but since I'm already here, I'll give it a try. She sighed deeply, clenching her jaw. I don't need this shit. Marissa surveyed the shop girl's body. Then she squeezed her thighs tightly as a wave of pleasure surged through her. I could do with some more eye candy for a bit. I'll dismiss her for a boss and take over. Please take a seat, Miss Banks. Can I interest you in something to drink? Coffee, black would be good. Marissa sat down in an overstuffed chair, surprised at its comfort. She had spied 2 spoke cups and a plate of crackers, brie, and fruit, and her stomach grumbled, reminding her that she hadn't eaten. Ellen filled one of the cups with coffee, placed it in front of her, and gestured toward the plate. Please help yourself. Once settled, Marissa listened to the young girl as the young girl began her interview and looked at her watch. I'll give her 5 minutes, then demand someone else. May I call you Marissa? That will be fine. Thank you. I know you answered a lot of questions when you made the appointment, but if you don't mind, I would like to ask them again. Hold on, I lost my spot. She said, all right, anyhow, may I call you Marissa? That will be fine. Thank you. I know you answered a lot of questions. Okay. When you made the appointment, but if you don't mind, I would like to ask them again. Why? Didn't you read what I told Miss Matthews? Marissa fixed the young girl with a look of innocence, and all thoughts of toying with the shop girl vanished. This girl doesn't know a damn thing. God, what have I got myself into? Incompetence is unacceptable. I didn't read the document, Ms. Banks, because I wanted to have an impression of you that is not tainted by by previous knowledge. Ellen straightened her shoulders. I graduated top of my class from Parsons with a degree in fashion and then an MBA. I have interned with Alan Stephen, just finished another internship at this shop, and I am now a full-time consultant at Boutique La Renee. Frankly, that means nothing to me, Ms. Prescott. Marissa gave her a skeptical look. I know what I'm doing. Do you think Miss Matthews would assign you to me if she thought I couldn't assist you with your choices? Fire away with your questions, but know that my patience is rapidly becoming exhausted. Marissa's lips curled into a tentative smile before she looked at her wristwatch. 3 more minutes. She wantonly eyed the girl again. This might turn out to my advantage. Thank you. Can you see? I can see by your clothes that you're impeccable taste, or you're looking to maintain that style. If I wanted to do that, why would I be here? I want something that screams success, power, and money. I see. Do you want to incorporate the traditional reds, blacks, or do you have something else in mind? Well, I think that if I wanted to say power, those colors are good. Marissa picked up a coffee cup and took a sip, covertly watching Ellen over her arm. The girl certainly was attractive. Her mouth that sent waves of pleasure over Marissa as she imagined the lips working their way over her body. She knew then that she wanted her and would have her.
Here. Anybody want to ask Erin any questions?